How should we? What does it mean for us that we have this new power? What are the stakes here?
Well, it's kind of profound, I think, because if you start imagining what you can do when you have that kind of capability to manipulate DNA sequences, it's everything from changing the ability of crops to resist drought or to produce more tomatoes, to changing sequences in a human embryo that alter heritable traits that get passed on for future generations. And so especially the latter application has truly profound implications. It means that if you think about it, now as human beings, we have in our hands the technology to change chemically, fundamentally, who and what we are. It's quite extraordinary.
You talk in your book about, you say, the question is not whether we can change our genes anymore. It's how should we? My understanding is that within that debate, there's a big divide between whether we're editing cells that are not involved in reproduction, so the change would end with us, versus cells that are, in which case they would get passed down to our kids and our kids' kids, and maybe even a whole population, depending on the gene. Why is that distinction so important?
It goes back to concepts like eugenics and thinking about even the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, thinking about what we can do when we have the power to alter who we are fundamentally. And to me, and I think in general, it's a very different set of concerns when you're thinking about changing DNA in an individual, which of course has safety and ethical considerations, but nothing like if we're changing DNA in a heritable way in embryos. The embryos can't make that decision, for one thing. And once that change is made, it's permanent and it gets passed on to all future generations. And so you can imagine starting to change the whole genetic makeup of human populations if this were to go far enough.